The billionaire did not even lower his voice when he mocked her. "Hey, waitress," he laughed, waving his credit card in the air. "Tell me, if I invest $1 million right now, where should I put it?" His friends burst into laughter. They were in expensive suits, gold watches flashing under the diner lights, and they were clearly entertained. Ayana Brooks did not smile. She finished pouring coffee for an old couple, then calmly wiped her hands on the faded cloth tied around her apron, the same one she wore every day. She finally turned to face him. Her posture was steady, her voice soft but unwavering. "If you are asking to be entertained, sir," she said gently, "you should know, bad investments usually begin with arrogance." The laughter died instantly. Chairs stopped moving. Forks froze midair. Even the ceiling fan sounded louder as silence took over. The billionaire stared at her, stunned, as if no one had ever spoken to him like that in his life. How did a waitress make a billionaire? Forget how to breathe with just one sentence. Ayana Brooks lived a quiet rhythm most people never noticed. She woke before sunrise each day, packed her younger brother's school lunch, and walked to the little family-owned diner on the edge of Atlanta. She had worked there for 5 years. Never late, never careless. She listened more than she spoke, and almost every regular trusted her more than the manager himself. They liked how she remembered their coffee orders, how gently she set the cups down, how she never judged anyone. But not everyone saw her that way. Wealthy travelers, the flashy suit types, rarely looked at her twice. To them, she was just a servant, a background. That afternoon, the diner door swung open with expensive confidence. A billionaire and his friends walked in, loud, laughing as if the world existed to applaud them. Their cologne overpowered the smell of fresh cornbread. Their voices cut through the quiet conversations at the diner's corner booths. One of them, tall, tan, a Rolex flashing on his wrist, scoffed loudly. "Imagine taking financial advice from someone who earns tips for a living." They all laughed. Ayana simply refilled a coffee cup, unfazed, her thumb brushing the worn edge of the leather notebook tucked in her apron. Then the billionaire noticed her. He leaned back in his seat, arrogant smile forming. "Waitress," he called out with theatrical volume. "Come here. I have a question. A fun one." She looked at him. She understood exactly what was coming. She could have walked away. Instead, she stepped closer. The billionaire leaned forward, smirking as if he was on stage. "All right then," he said loud enough for the entire diner to hear. "Let us play a game. If you can tell me how to double $100 right now, I will tip you 10,000. His friends burst into laughter, phones half raised, already expecting a viral moment. Ayana did not laugh. She simply held out her hand. "May I have a napkin, sir?" The room stilled, unnaturally quiet. The billionaire smirked and slid one across the table. She took a pen from her apron, the same cheap blue pen she used to write grocery lists, and began writing. No hesitation. No fear. Her handwriting was neat, unshaken. Interest compounding, micro investments, risk buffer timing. She wrote numbers with swift, confident strokes, the kind that did not belong to guesswork. One of the billionaire's friends snorted. "Oh, look, she's doing math? How cute." Ayana did not look up. She finished writing a short sequence. Just 8 lines. She gently set the pen down. Then she said, calm, factual. "If you did this 3 years ago, sir, the one portfolio you chose would have collapsed due to insider over-speculation." The billionaire's smile flickered. She continued. "But if you followed this exact reinvestment cycle instead," she tapped the napkin once, "your money would have doubled 5 times, with lower risk." Silence. Her voice remained soft. "But you did not. Your Spain tech pullout happened 3 weeks too early. It was not a guess. It was a surgical strike. Would you have stayed silent or answered back?" The man's friends were no longer laughing. One of them whispered, "How does she know about Spain?" Ayana still did not look at them. She only looked at him. For the first time, the billionaire leaned in, not to mock her, but to listen. Ayana did not blink as the billionaire's expression shifted from mockery to concern. She gently turned the napkin toward him and spoke quietly, as if no one else existed. You lost $72 million on a logistics AI stock because you trusted a projection model trained on political trending data. The color drained from his face. No one was supposed to know that. It was not public. It was not even leaked internally. Only 5 people in the world had seen that number, and 3 of them were paid to stay silent. His smile vanished. Her voice remained calm. My mother worked in your company's accounting department 15 years ago. She was the one who found the debt chain loophole that nearly got you arrested. She paused. You never knew her name. The billionaire leaned back, shaken, memory clicking into place. A woman he never thanked. A woman who was never credited. A woman whose name no one wrote in the report, but whose quiet calculations saved his empire. He whispered, barely breathing. What was her name? Ayana finally looked him in the eye. Elena Brooks. Silence. Heavy. You could hear the ceiling fan over their breaths. His friends said nothing. They were no longer amused. Share this. If you still believe real wisdom can come from unexpected places. Ayana wiped her hands again, the same calm motion as before. And then, she said softly, she said the one sentence that broke him. The billionaire's voice was no longer loud. It was quiet, unsteady, human. Who are you? Ayana did not move closer. She did not step back either. I am the daughter of the woman who refused to take credit, she said softly. The woman who saved your company and just went back to work like nothing happened. He slowly stood up. Not like a man in power. Like a man finally realizing he had none. In front of his friends. In front of the entire diner. He bowed his head and said the one word no one expected to hear. I'm sorry. The room had never been this silent. For a moment, his pride fought his honesty, and lost. He reached for his card, but not to tip her. Ayana Brooks. I do not offer you money, he said with sincerity. I offer you a seat at the table. Advise me, join my firm, teach me what my money could never buy. It was the first time he had spoken without arrogance. Ayana smiled, calm, respectful, unshaken. I am not a performer for the wealthy, she said, but if you are ready to listen, truly listen, perhaps the world will change, one humble room at a time. He nodded slowly, and for once, he meant it. Subscribe for more stories where dignity is stronger than money. What if the person you dismissed held the wisdom you spent a lifetime chasing?